Right. What's up, guys? Your boy DJ coming at you. Got something new for you that I've been working on. Actually, this project that I've been working on has been about a year or so ago, and I decided to do it. I wanted to try to make not really make, but find the best electric moped that I could find. Moped meaning what? Moped meaning pedals with a bike with a motor. But I wanted to do it electric style. So what I'm going to show you is nothing new. I didn't make it, of course. I bought it because I thought it fit my needs as far as what I wanted to try to do with the vehicle. So my object was to get a cheap e-bike with a throttle, with a geared hub motor, and then add an expansion battery or a swappable battery to it to increase the range. Why a geared motor? Because geared motors, they're more efficient than direct drive motors, quite a bit more efficient. So I was able to accomplish that after doing a lot of research, which bike to get, blah, 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 blah. I've been watching them for like a year or so. And I finally settled upon, I think, to my knowledge, the ultimate moped, meaning bicycle with pedals, but with an electric motor. Check it out, guys. Bam! All right, you've seen it. That's right, there's nothing new. It is the EB5 Pro by Swagtron. Yep. It's the EB5 Pro Plus. I forgot to add that in there because the EB5 Pro actually doesn't have this little handlebar incorporated into the frame right there, which is really nice on the Pro Plus. They look almost exactly alike, except that one has the handle there. Okay, there you go. Specs: 14-inch air-filled tires, aluminum wheels, as you can see, 350-watt geared hub motor, a 36-volt controller. Okay. What did I do to it? Quite simple. In here I have a 13.5 amp hour battery. It's actually 3 of the hoverboard batteries, okay? 3 of them, but they're connected in parallel. They are connected in parallel. So that makes what? That makes them into one battery. So 4.4 times 3. That's what I have in there. So it's like 13.5, 13.2, something like that. Okay. So the bike comes with an 8 amp hour battery. It's supposed to get a range of 15 miles, about 12 to 15 miles on throttle alone. So I doubled it up a little bit. So now combined, I have what, a 21 amp hour vehicle, you know, right around that range. So I should be able to get, upon my calculations, because I have 20-inch sized e-bikes that are geared, but I wanted something portable. Okay, I wanted it to be portable, something I can just pick up. This thing weighs like stock, it weighs like 36 pounds, but I added the battery to it. The battery is held in this right here. The battery sack bag right there. That battery bag is by Coam again. They're the people I generally get my batteries from, but I had this battery for a couple of years and it wasn't getting used like I wanted it to be. So what I decided to do was use those. So I used them for scooter projects, so they don't have much usage at all. So, but anyway, basics on this bike. You got a throttle, you got an on button, you got a throttle. Some people think it's a negative. I hear reports, yeah, you know, there's no digital display. I wish I did have a digital display, and I am working on that. But and you have no selection as far as different speeds. You know, it is once you turn that button on and you pedal, you're in motion. Okay, the motor has pedal assist, and the motor is interacting with your pedaling every stroke. And even if you don't fully stroke, you just barely move the pedals, and it has a sensor, like a cadence sensor right there, and it just responds. So yeah, it's cheap and cheesy, but there's a benefit to it. Again, I have the higher end electric bikes where they're super sensitive, all this other kind of stuff. But this, for my needs, I didn't get this as a pedal bike. I got this because I'm trying to prove a point, not really prove a point to people, but I'm trying to modify existing vehicles for longer range use, okay? And for you guys that are fascinated by that, it's very simple to do, gentlemen. Very simple to do, and gentlewomen. It's simply using a parallel Y connector, okay? I don't have one on me to show you. It's just a basic, I use XT60 connectors, but you get an XT60 connector and it's got 2 male ends on it, right? Well, I use that to connect to my batteries, and that the female end goes directly to the controller. Okay, you can see where I got my wires. I try to do it as neat as possible. Here's my extension cable right here that connects. You can see the gray. It goes all the way up and goes into this battery bag right there. Okay, I try to do it pretty neat. It does look pretty dope, if I do say so myself. And I'm not bragging. I use the little colored zip ties, whatever else. Now, this is really cool because this is a folding bike. It compacts down to a really good size, and I really like that. Now, for this project, I also have another folding bike called a Brompton, and I electrified that back in 2017, okay? I like this better for my needs of what I'm trying to accomplish. It's simpler. Let me tell you what I really like about it. True to moped style, when you pedal it, it only has one speed. One speed. Now, a lot of people have criticized it and said, oh, it's too hard to pedal, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. No, it's not. I'm also a regular cyclist. You know, I have bikes that don't have any motors that I ride. But anyway, it has one speed. And with the proper cadence, an average cadence, that speed will get you an approximate 10 mile an hour. If you're a hyper rider and you want to pedal super fast, you may hit 12 to 15. But if you're riding that bike at a decent pace, you're going to get about, without the motor, you're going to get about 10 mile an hour. You turn on the motor, you're going to get about 13 to 15 mile an hour. And here's the advantage of having a geared hub motor. That motor has a lot of torque, guys. A lot of torque. Combined with your pedaling, stock with an 8 amp hour battery, do the math, combined with your pedaling, they say, Swartron claims that you can achieve 30 miles. And I believe that to be true on a flat. If you're on a flat surface and you pedal along with the bike, I believe you could hit 30 miles, okay? So I know that with my bikes, having I got a bike, 20-inch bike, and it has a 12.8 amp hour battery or 12.5 amp hour battery. And off a throttle alone on that, off a 12 amp hour battery, and this is a geared motor like this one, I can get 24 miles of casual cruising, like 10 to 15 miles an hour, 24 miles. So I can definitely be able to get 40 to 50 miles throttle alone on this bike with the setup that I have. With the setup that I have, I should be able to get about 40 to 50 miles of throttle only power. Now, of course, I'm mainly going to use this as a throttle bike. When I come to the hills, I'm going to assist the motor to increase my range. I plan on riding it to work today. It'll be my first time doing it. People probably think I'm nuts. I don't think so. I'm just, I utilize the vehicles to go to work on. That's how I have my fun. Using them to go to work or whatever. I don't just get them and wait for the weekend to ride them. I try to utilize them in my daily life. Go to the store, whatever I got to do. And what's so nice about this bike, I go to the store with it. I take the bike with me in the store. So theft is very low, because I take the bike with me in the store. I drop the seat down. Seat drops really fast. Loosen that up, bam. Seat's really down there, quite lower. The pedals are kind of nice. Fold in. Look at that. So when you're walking down the aisles, you're not clipping anybody. And the handlebars even fold down fairly nice too. I want to do that, but yeah. It's a very nice bike, very small bike. Excuse the crooked seat, but hang on a second. Let me put the seat back up. Again, I'm using this as a moped with the expansion battery. Like I said, I should be able to get 40 to 50 plus miles throttle only, because a geared motor again is much more efficient. And I also have the option to add another battery here in the back to ensure up to possibly a 100-mile range if I were to put a 20 amp hour in the back. but I won't because it's too heavy. But I would say if I can find a rack for this thing, because the weird thing is Swagtron claims they do not have a rack for this vehicle. As dumb as that is, it's their bike, but they don't have a bike rack for it. They don't have one made for it. That's crazy. But anyway, if I can get the rear rack for this thing, I can put a 14 amp hour battery on the back of that, and that will give me right around a 35 amp hour battery or more. You know, so this bike with like a 30, you're talking right around 100 miles probably. You know, 89 to 100 miles of throttle only power. So even the way I have it now, I'm going to ride it to work today the first time. I'm leaving a little extra early. I'm an hour and a half early to make sure I get there on time. That way I can see, how, you know, it's different from the stand-up. I'm sitting a little bit lower to the ground, but I got my safety stuff on. So we'll see what happens. I got to get my backpack and stuff on there. But I just want to make a quick video showing you guys the different things you can do with these e-bikes. This bike is built very well, and I like about what I do like about it is the simplicity. You know, it's very basic. You got your brakes, and you got, you know, just regular cable brakes. So I don't want it to be too fast. I was going to convert it to 48 volts, but I said, nah, the brake system wasn't really designed for that. But even coming home, I have a very steep hill to go down. I will probably walk the bike down the hill because those brake pads will wear out. I wouldn't trust it. I mean, the hill is super steep, like, so I'll be walking it down the hill unless I go a different route home. But anyway, I don't want to make the video too long. I'll make another video on it later. I got to go to work. Get ready to go to work. Okay, later.